from Carcosa, because that's what we do. We're the bad guys today. So, Leafington failed to negotiate with the guard and an office clerk at the impound lot for his boat. He's
Because
sadly walked back to the group empty-handed.
because I'm the worst at talking, and even my forged documents do nothing.
Okay. So I'd like to describe a time when Anton tried to. Uh, hold on a second. Anton tried to get. Wait, what? I put the wrong names in. It's Bill what?
Bill Anderson.
Bill Anderson. All right. When Anton tried to get Anderson out of trouble using magic, and so Anderson was on this date with this girl, and he couldn't get out of it. Like every time he would try and leave, then she would just bring up something else, and no matter what he said, he couldn't get out of it, and he just felt so shy and ashamed. So Anton cast a spell where he took this laxative and he pressed it up in a bowl with a mortar and pestle, and then he cast a spell that turned the laxative into a fly, and then the fly flew over into the girl's drink, and she drank it, and all of a sudden she had to go to the bathroom real bad, which gave Anderson a chance to escape from the terrible date.
Like the worst Cyrano de Bergerac of all time.
How's that ability gonna come up?
God, alright. So does that mean he's like really bad at magic, or he can only do shitty magic?
Yeah, I can only do really crappy magic.
Yeah. So shitty magic is your ability.
All right, and I'm terrible at it, right? I've got a rating of 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, well.
So you're empty-handed. You still don't have your boat.
Well, man, I am always pulling your ass out of the fire. All right, well.
And you get 2 grit, by the way, because
Oh yeah. I say, well, and I look over. Anton looks over at Matilda, and he says, you're not the only one who can perform a ritual or two.
Oh, really? You're gonna try and use your shitty magic again?
Watch me. So, I guess Anton sort of peeks around the corner, looking back. He's trying to make eye contact with the, or he's just trying to see the eyes of the guard and notice them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They're pretty visible because he's got this little his phone propped up in front of his computer, and there's like blue light going on his face, so you definitely see him.
Okay, and so Anton turns back and he says, "I've learned a slightly new trick," and he pulls out a bottle of water. And he says, "Listen to this," and he pours it to make it sound like water hitting the ground, like pee hitting the toilet, trying to make this guy have to go piss. It's all toilet themed magic. Thank you, Matilda.
I was imagining it to be like poison themed magic, but now it's toilet humor. So okay.
So you're only rolling 1 die starting off?
I'm gonna use
Yes.
grit.
Oh, you are gonna spend grit
I'm
though.
gonna use grit because
Okay, so when you spend grit, you add 3 dice to your roll. So now you're making this even with the danger pool, which is good because the danger pool went up after Leafington's failure.
Wait, what? Already?
Wait, is this still considered the same turn?
I thought we each got our.
Yeah, this would be the same turn, so it's 2. Never mind. Yeah, it's the same turn.
pull goes up.
Okay, yeah, let's go. All right.
Okay, so I
So
roll
shitty
40.
magic. Shitty magic. What happens? Ooh, an 8.
8 high. Watch you roll 10 with your 2 dice.
6 and a
Oh.
1. You beat it.
You rolled
And I,
d6s again.
Oh, I rolled d6s. God damn it. No wonder.
You wanna be that guy?
it's fine.
No.
Thank you.
You take stress.
Jesus.
You take 1 stress.
Well-
Unless no, I think you automatically take 1 stress, but then we can do the someone can give you another thing to do a reroll.
So I lose a point of stamina regardless.
Yeah. Exactly. You would take a stamina.
But then don't you lose the 10?
Yeah, so then it would go to 7.
Oh, then you.
Yeah, so
Oh wait, no, that's it. Yeah, then you have an 8. So yeah, you would take. Okay, so it works. Oh, okay. So you got it. But unfortunately, the sounding makes you have to pee as well.
Okay, so I'm just distracted for the rest.
So the
All
guard's
right.
like, god damn it, and like he like turns the light off real quick and like quickly looks around and rushes off to some other facility. So currently nobody's at the desk.
I think Anton looks real proud of himself, but he's trying to be dignified about his piss magic, and it's just not. I don't know if it's working.
Does Anton just have to go when he goes to the same bathroom as the guard?
Well, he's not. He's
So-
just going out on the street. He's,
Yeah.
he's a professor.
So not all of the danger is gone. You succeeded with. So with the 7 and 10, the 10 goes away. You take the stress. You take the stamina hit. The 8 beats a 7, and then you had one. You automatically get 1 success for it. However, then you get 3. You get 3 more additional successes because of the extra dice.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So you actually have 4 out of 5 for this scene
Okay.
of getting the boat. So we're almost in the clear.
No, I don't have 2 handles.
all right. So
No, my problem was when the equipment.
so then
Can I
it's
give?
this.
Oh, is it my turn to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to. All right. I'm like pointing like. All right. There's a. You have to open the gate, like the water gate, right? Like we'll get the boat. You have to open the gate. We're counting on you. Good luck. So we like run off into the darkness, and maybe like Anton is like hobbling a little bit because he's like kind of walking cross-legged.
So, okay. So what are we gonna give Matilda to do this?
So like lockpicking or what?
How does she want to go about opening the gate?
No. So she doesn't have any ability that lets her open
Yeah.
the gate yet. You guys have to provide her with the ability. You have to describe her character for her.
I mean, she can. All right. Sure. It's in Right. So it's in this like locked panel, right? Where and it's like labeled with like a big padlock, and there's like a little like fence thingy, but
Wait,
it's like
are you describing what it's like now?
what it's like now, but then we see like another time during the catastrophe when we were breaking into the Miami University back when that was standing, and there was like a it was locked up too, but we just see Matilda like walking at the door, and like right before like she would bump her nose, like the door just like flies open, like the lock flies off, because she's good at magic, the best at magic.
Cool. So good magic.
Yes.
So the best at magic is 3 dice.
Yes.
Okay.
So okay, so then the boat is going to be So it's not in the water. The boat is in one of those sort of like dry dock kind of things. Like it's stored outside of the water. It's in like a giant container, or not? No, it's not. It's not in a shipping container. It's in a one of those just like long kind of hanger poles that like holds the boat, like it like hoists the boat up off the ground as well.
Yeah.
What's the name of the boat, Anderson?
The boat is called Tsunami.
The Tsunami.
Yeah.
Okay, so then emblazoned on the side of the boat it says the Tsunami. Does the boat look any like? Does it have any distinguishing features? Is it just like a little like steamboat? Is it a fishing boat? Is it a rowboat? Is it a sailboat?
Is it painted with tendrils below where would normally be the water line?
Maybe not so much in the outside. It looks
Okay.
kind of plain. It's like.
Is it just like an
it's
old
a
like
sailboat.
an old fisher? Oh, it looks like an old sailboat.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, not that old.
Sure. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Okay. Cool. All right. So how are we getting this boat out?
All right, so I get to describe this.
Yeah.
How you use magic.
Yeah.
So Matilda goes up to the boat, and she's like, what magic should I use? And there isn't really a way to get up there. So she sees like this apple picker nearby. So she gets in there, and the crane goes up. So it brings her up to the base of the boat where it says the Tsunami.
Mm-hmm.
And then she touches the words, and the English letters transform into occult symbols of non-Euclidean shapes at her touch. And then the magic of the words creates a tsunami off the shore, and the water starts to rise out in the sea and fall and rise again. And the tsunami rushes into shore.
Make a roll.
Its name. Okay.
Ooh, nice.
9 high, excellent.
2d10. Oh yeah, you succeed.
It's-
So, oh, okay. So then you see the tsunami just like completely destroy where the bathrooms are, and yeah, you see as the water starts to like break and crash where the boat is, we see like the group kind of like climbing up to where the tsunami boat is, and as like the water level hits the boat, like the boat kind of like detaches itself because it's like in the water now.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of like, and it will just carry you guys out to sea.
Yeah. I think I throw a life preserver to the rest of them so they can
You
climb
kill-
up onto the ship.
Oh, okay. Oh, you throw them a life preserver. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
one
Toad's
of
got his
those little
pants
like
half
donut
off.
ones, right? Like the yellow or the white donut ones.
Yeah, the one with
Yeah.
red stripes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, no, good scene. Good scene. All right, so scene 1 is done. You guys are now successfully in the water
All right.
on your way to Carcosa.
Now it's complication time?
Hmm?
Is it time for complication?
No,
We gotta plan the next scene, I think.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So we're done with this track. I'm no longer the leader. One of you guys is leader.
Yes.
Whoever is most appropriate for, or who has an idea.
It's going to be Matilda. No, it's Matilda's going to be the next one, based on what
Okay.
we talked about at the beginning, right? We need a sorcerer to
is
get
that
us to
order?
to Carcosa, based on what Anderson said, right?
Sure.
Oh, is that how it's... Okay.
Yeah. So
So
like,
now I need to get you to Carcosa.
yeah.
We're in.
So the way the beginning of the game, this is how the whole game works together, is that I get the first person who's
Okay.
basically going to do the first scene or the last scene, right? And we need them to do a critical job, right?
Okay, I see. All right.
And that's why they're being part of the team. And then they hire another person that does a critical job, usually in order. And then the third person does another critical job, and then you just resolve them in whichever order that makes sense.
All right.
And this way we all have a chance to lead a scene. It's all a chance to support a scene. And we just flesh out each additional scenes by giving us additional abilities, traits, scars, and try to tie it back into the catastrophe and the ramifications of the catastrophe.
Okay.
Okay?
So then I will describe how I get the ship there.
How you plan to get the ship?
How you plan to get the ship there.
Okay.
How we plan to do this part?
So clearly Carcosa cannot be found on a map.
Oh no, of course not. But deep in the bowels of the ship, there's an infernal engine connected to the pistons that drive it through the waves.
I thought it was a sailboat.
Well, it looks like
But
a
there's
Oh,
also
it looks like a
an
sailboat.
engine in it.
And the infernal engine, it sucks out the life from the stars and opens roads to anywhere the stars touch. But in order to do so, so I need to someone needs to give me a skill to make this engine bring us to Cartosa or Cartosa.
So the way you the roll that you want to do, you roll dice equal to your ability plus an applicable legend plus applicable equipment or applicable and you minus any applicable scars. Well, you don't have any scars or equipment or legends. So do you have an ability that would let you do this already, or does someone else have to establish one for you? So that's the step.
Well, I could do sorcery.
So yeah, exactly. So yeah, you're determining to push on, right? So we're gonna try to mark some stuff off the completion track.
Right. Okay, so I make a sacrifice.
By the way, everyone's stamina is back to 3
Yep.
because it's a new scene.
Really?
Yeah, because it's a new scene. That's how movies work.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Sure.
while we're sailing out to the sea, Mathilda has thrown a net behind the ship, and in the net has become tangled the body of a merman, and Mathilda grabs the net and pulls this merman who's actually like a deep one who's like half frog and half man. She grabs it by its frog leg, and then she drags it screaming down to the infernal engine, and she slits its throat and shoves it into the boiler. And then the thing
God,
comes to
okay.
life, and the tendrils slink through the ocean waves, and you can see the tendrils. Sometimes you think it's the
Undulate.
wave, but it's actually the tendrils, the tentacles undulating.
Oh, so it looks like a Viking rowboat of tentacles that just move.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
and it brings us to the island.
Well, it tries.
Oh yeah, you got the roll.
Roll
9.
again.
You got a 9 high. Nice. This is still the first scene. You didn't roll a 1, so I am rolling 2d10.
Oh, you should have rolled an extra d10.
Oh,
Why?
because I'm the leader.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
are.
Okay, I rolled 10.
Oh,
And I rolled double 1s. Wow,
Damn.
crushed it. Okay.
Holy shit.
All right. So, you got 4 successes.
Was that good?
Yeah. Well, you're
Yes.
2/3 out of the way there.
Nice.
You see the Okay, yeah. So the water so as you get closer to Carcosa, you can almost see the shadowy yellow haze of an island on the horizon. However, the closer you get to the island, the more inky black the sea gets. Almost like there is no luminary zone. The sky becomes there's no stars. The sea is just all dark. And you're going. You have a really good trajectory to the island, but then your engine runs out of fuel. and you're kind of like just like cruising there and coasting there, and there's not going to be enough energy for you to get to the island. So you're going to have to do either one final push, or something to get to the actual island. In this weird new environment. So
Okay.
on a fail, I would imagine something like you guys get attacked by something, or like or something will there would be some sort of weird damage to the ship.
So it's no longer my turn, right? So.
You're the leader, but you made a roll, so it's
Yeah.
Well,
So
no,
someone else has to do a turn.
So we would either use an ability we already have, or one of us would tell a story about the other that gives them an ability that allows them to do this.
Yes. So, on your turn, you can either try to mark off stuff on the completion track or hold them off, which tries to lower the danger pool. So what you want to do is you want to choose one of those two things. I would assume you try to mark off the completion track because we're at 4 out of 6 for this scene. So then you would describe fictionally how you're trying to get our boat there, right? Because that's what success is. Success is magically navigating to Carcosa. So all we need from you then is to roll an ability that can get us there to the last part of the way, and how you're narratively describing it. You could use shitty magic.
What if you use shitty magic on it? What is that thing shit like?
I don't want to use any more shitty magic.
Do you finally go to the bathroom?
I'm all. Well, I went to the bathroom when the tsunami wiped us out. But
okay.
I think I'm all pooped out with magic, actually.
Alright. We'll have Anton as and we see him like chanting in a ritual, and like we pan in and like we see like University of Miami sign, like as we like kind of pan and then zoom in through a window, and then we go into a basement like through the floor and stuff like that, and like a whole bunch of people, like more than us three, are like sitting over like this large elder sign, and there's like candles everywhere, and we have robes and shit like that, and Brad is holding like an amulet that has like a round like spherical bulb in it, which has like a red liquid sloshing in it, and it's his blood amulet.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so you're gonna give me equipment.
Yeah, you're giving me equipment to use.
So should I just go ahead and use my magic, and then we'll act like he gave me the equipment afterwards? Because I think you're supposed to give me equipment after I make the roll.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Sure.
Well, I want him to do it.
But
I want to count it
think
afterwards.
Going towards using magic somehow anyway.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm just
Well,
giving you equipment.
yeah.
To help
That's
you.
fine. No, I would let you add the die. Essentially, yeah, if you don't want to roll now, you could use the equipment to give yourself the extra die in the roll. Otherwise, you could just use the equipment straight up right now. It just doesn't mean you get the extra reroll for it, unless someone gives you another piece of equipment, right? No, I guess each character only has one noteworthy piece of equipment, right?
Okay, so I have my blood amulet that aids me in the use of sorcery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Anton does two things. He takes the nub of he takes a quill that's just worn down to just a single nub, and then an ink pot, but the fluid inside the pot is just a deep red, and he dips it out and he scrawls the word light on a piece of parchment, and then holds it up, and a dim spark comes out for a minute, and then he holds up his blood amulet to catch the light inside it, and the light passes through and goes out the front of the boat and into the ocean, and it sort of dances about and marks a path, and then he is commanding, or he's directing Anderson to steer the boat after this path, and he's going to use his sorcery to try and guide the rest of the way in. Since the starlight has failed, he is generating his own light.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, so the boat's like slowly getting to the to shore. So go ahead and give us a roll.
All right, so I
So
have
it's
I
one
have
die for
one
your
because
magic and
we
one for your equipment.
yeah, because we made me really bad at this.
Yeah.
6 high.
6i.
7 high.
God.
So we have someone has to give him a legend.
Go for it.
The light disturbs the water, and the boat jolts and jerks violently. Something hit the underbelly of the ship.
Nice.
So we see Anton in the past on our old mission on the catastrophe, and we're just about to summon the Elder God. And
Okay.
Matilda has the ritual all ready, and she's like, hold on, I need to make sure my mind is focused. And she leaves the room. And we see Anton walk up to the book with his pendant, and he begins the ritual without her because he wants the glory of having summoned the Elder Being.
Oh, it's my fault?
So I believe that's a legend for you, and also it calls back to the catastrophe, so someone gets a grit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
get to choose.
you get a grit.
I get a grit.
Because you tied it in, and he
Okay.
gets a legend of the glory hog.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
So-
I got shit magic. My glory hug.
So filled with determination to be the one who takes us to Carcosa. Give us a reroll.
Do I get an extra die?
Yes, you reroll, so you're rerolling as 3d10. Ooh, 10 high. Dope. This is 2d10. Nice.
Oh.
Success. You succeed at guiding the ship to Carcosa. So Carcosa looks something like a there's a city off the coast of like France or Italy. It's like a cathedral. It's not a cathedral. It's like a chapel or some kind of like fortified island church kind of thing that like
Okay.
the tide comes in and out, and like and when the tide's out, there's a road, and otherwise it's like just this island. So it looks like this sort of like old, decrepit like fort, right? Like made of like masonry, that kind of like spirals up this hill. But you can see, just from this gaze that like it's super dense. It's almost labyrinthian in how many like roads and streets crisscross going to this otherwise single hill, like going up here. Jutting from the island are several like docks and stuff to dock your ship. I assume how does describe for us, Anton, describe for us how you guide the ship in and where it goes, and perhaps maybe even what greets you when you get to the dock.
So I think that we follow the light, and as we sort of get closer and closer, Anton turns to the others, and he holds his finger up to his lips, and he says, "From now on, be very careful what you speak." And then just looks back, and we sort of enter a kind of cavernous mouth, and there's a dock waiting.
Oh yeah.
And we don't see any figures, at least not yet, but there's a single lit lantern that's casting like a sort of unearthly blue glow on the ground. And as we pull up, the water sort of goes unnaturally still, and we're all allowed off.
Ooh. Okay. And letting you off is a he kind of looks like the security guard that was at the impound lot. Only he's like it looks like he was drowned. Like it looks like him only like weeks after he drowned.
I
So
dig it.
yeah, so he's like very like gray, bags under his eyes, like just like swollen and just sunken features. He doesn't say anything. He just like starts just almost like a automaton to just start tying up your boat and not saying anything to anybody.
All right,
Cool.
so
Cool.
then it's Anton is now the leader.
Yes, Anton is now the leader because he's going to be the one
What's your, like,
negotiating.
plan and what will be in
Yeah,
it?
negotiating and navigating any sort of like scenes and stuff to into Carcosa because he knows the language. So, you hear Krieger over some sort of like summoning type thing. Maybe retroactively this is before you get into port, but he just calls like, I sense you've made it to, you're making it to Carcosa. I must say I'm relieved to see that you have none of you have seized this opportunity after so much bad blood to rip out each other's hearts. I applaud your dedication to the mission, even after the catastrophe.
So it kind of like grasps the suitcase closer to her chest.
I think Anton just kind of stares daggers at Matilda.
There's a my research and dreams have showed me that the book is underneath the the book is at the top of the hill, in what's called the they call it the sepulcher, but
We can find it. At least I can find it.
that is why I summoned you. You're the only one who could do this, Anton. Your knowledge of the dead languages and the dark arts and your shitty magic is it's the most important part of our
Of course, the going will be dangerous. The denizens of this realm are as dangerous as they are strange, but with my shitty magic and my
yes. There is no
fortitude.
there is no doubt that the other gods may be jealous of our venture. Be on guard. Make sure Anderson remains vigilant for threats. He may be your only way to be only protection. Should your words fail you. Okay, so yeah, so there's some sort of like desecrated church or something like that on top of the hill that you got to get to get the book. So this is the third scene. It's going to take 9 successes total to get there. So, the first thing you guys do, or the first thing you guys see when you like get off that boat, right, and you start like making your way towards the town, there's some sort of like parade going on in the town, like a blocking several streets. You see a bunch of people just crowded around, also like gray, and just like muted kind of skin, oil, like slimy, color. And just complexion. They all seem to be staring at something walking down the street. You can't see it over the bodies. It must be small, but it's making a very like large and loud, cantankerous racket. It sounds like nails on a chalkboard crossed with like banging pots and pans. With each step. It just makes this sound, and everyone is just silently watching it. So you have to get across the street.
Okay, so do we enter like a are we in a planning phase again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So I think
So we need to get the book
We
from
need
the
to get the book.
sepulcher. Right now, there's basically a parade blocking your way across the street. How do you want to go in?
so I think Anton looks over at Matilda and Anderson,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, "I don't think you guys are going to like this, but we're going to have to join the procession. We'll pass ourselves off as part of the festivities. It's the only way. If we cross the lines and involve ourselves, disrupted in any way, we can be torn to pieces instantly."
Nice.
All right.
Matilda looks obsessive. My powers are not an amusement for mortals to gawk at.
Look around. How many mortals do you see here?
Even so, I will remain silent.
All right, so are we gonna charade our way through the parade? Is that what's going on?
Sure. Are you gonna like try to find
Yeah.
costumes or anything like that, or something? Do you even know what the costumes would be? Or are you just gonna like just go in there and be like, "Say!"
So I think
fly by the seat of your pants?
I think that the Anton believes that the procession is like features various references to sort of ancient symbolisms of the dead.
Yeah.
And so he wants to pass off the members of the group as like various representations of human death to join in the procession.
Nice. Oh yeah,
Right.
that sounds good. So are you gonna disguise them, basically?
I think so, and the disguise might have multiple elements.
Sure.
I'm not exactly sure. Like there might be a physical element as well as a metaphysical element.
Sure. You're gonna glamour them, basically.
Right.
Okay, that's fine. Are you going? Okay. So that would.
When you use your shitty.
You're the leader. You're the leader, but you get to use your shitty magic, I guess.
I mean, unless somebody else will give me an ability that will allow me to maybe do this differently, then I guess I'm using my shitty magic.
I mean, all right.
You
You're
have a good ability.
yeah, like I was the shitty guy at deception, but you're the best guy at deception. Like
So give us a flashback, or
just like
okay. So no, like let's do it like in almost like real time, right? Maybe.
the time in Miami when like the ritual completed and like this eldritch monster is like spreading out of the room, and it's like it's not going through the walls, it's just like warping the walls so it can pass through it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's blood and death cultists and like screaming and like, oh god, this wasn't supposed to go this way. And Anton like stands up to it and is like talking to it. And that's how he got out alive there. Was by deceiving
Okay.
it, I think.
Okay, yes, maybe
Or as well. Like he's like I don't know, like it sounds like just raving mad lunatic yelling, but it's like speaking the language of the
right. So maybe it's not so much that like our disguise is going to fool them, but I'm bluffing our way in.
Yeah.
Basically. Like I'm going to convince them that we are a natural part of the order of death.
Okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, so you are good at bluffing then.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
So
best
then you're
at-
rolling. So you're rolling 4 dice then. Off
Are
the
you sure
bat.
it's a bluff? I mean, come on.
Would that also be 5 dice? Well, I guess no. Unless you wanted to save it, you could invoke your legend status as well, right?
I
Because like
could.
you are like you're precocious is I guess the word to use.
I mean, I will take any die that I can get. This is important.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we see that scene, and then Anton looks over and he, gives you all a sign, and he says, "I've got this," and he walks right into the procession, leading you behind him, and steps right in, and just begins this unearthly wail comes out of his throat as he begins to sing the uh, incredibly painful to hear death lament of humanity.
Oh, so give us a roll.
Make your chest less wide and your boobs as big as I could, I guess.
So
Whoa.
Nice.
So we're starting at 2d10. Oh, yeah, 10 eyes.
Crushed.
You
the
crushed
danger
it.
pool's only at 2.
What?
Is the danger pool
Yeah.
only at 2?
It starts at
it.
2.
Good scene.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
awesome. So I get 3 successes.
1,
Yep.
2. Yeah, 3 successes. You're a third of the way there. So you're able to basically just march your way through the procession. Let's describe what it looks like that you're
Yeah.
going through the procession. All of the people of Carcosa, they're like crying, but they're instead of crying tears, it's blood. And you just see like the dead people's eyes start to like just water with blood as you sing this most powerful Carcosan dirge. And you're probably shocked how well it's working. Like you're hitting the right notes, literally and figuratively. As these guys are just powerfully moved by your magic.
Anton might be shocked, but he does not look shocked.
Oh yeah, of course. So I think what else would be in Carcosa?
Well,
Oh, I got
can we
it.
see that thing?
The sepulcher.
No, the thing that was like in the procession that was.
Oh yeah. So it's clearly it's a small man, approximately 5 feet tall, wearing yellow garb. That upon closer inspection, the garb is not a garb, but its own skin. And it's holding some sort of in one hand, one sickly white hand, some sort of like scepter, made of like onyx, adorned with yellow symbols. What gemstone's yellow? Yellow diamond?
Topaz?
Topaz. Yeah, topaz. Yeah, topazes. Topazi? Topaz?
I don't know. It's probably topaz.
Yeah, it's just
Probably
topaz. Okay, topaz.
I think there's a U at the end.
So I think it I don't think it notices you. I think it's marching, but I feel like it's probably maybe it's stopped and you're catching up to it.
All right, somebody do something.
It still hasn't turned to face you. Like perhaps like the procession has kind of stopped, and he's kind of like stopped in the middle of the street. It's like an intersection. Like he stopped in like the middle of like an intersection, like a four-way intersection of this place. There's people all around. It's deathly silent except for the song. It just seems to like echo throughout around Carcosa. Maybe the drips of blood from people's eyes are like dropping onto the cobble streets, but other than that, it's pretty quiet.
Do we need the scepter? Like, we know if we need the scepter?
Um. Yeah. Fuck it. So yeah, let's. It turns around. Yeah. I think it was. I think the guy, the thing in yellow turns around, to look at you. And looks at you and like kind of like cocks its head. It has no face. It just has black, where its face would be in its skin garb. And cocks its head at you, like unsure that you're supposed to be here.
At Anton?
The whole party.
Okay.
Yeah.
Negotiate.
All right. Well, that's not me.
Got me to negotiate? Okay.
No, I mean you don't have to
I'm gonna fuck
negotiate.
it up.
Somebody can
If you want to fight it, I don't
could
know.
you could bluff.
Hey, you're better at it than me, right?
I don't
I
have
could-
any negotiates.
I could tell a story. I could tell an anecdote about when
Well-
Hilda negotiated.
Yeah, because like you guys have magic, like I have also some kind of magic, but I'm not the best or worst at it, right? Like,
You're better than I am, probably. You want a story about the time you used sorcery?
I think
so like because I'm shitty at talking, that means you're not the shittiest at talking, right? So you can use those things.
do you think we should cliffhanger this?
Go with the ability.
Should we cliffhanger this and go to the break?
I mean, we might as well.
Yeah.
We're right out there.
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, we're just a little bit shy. So okay. So there's some weird thing in yellow in a procession at Coca-Cola at Carcosa. So stay tuned and in for our third and final hour of One Last Job.
Yes.
Boom.